Hello, treasure hunter tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VI with me, new BlueAnkylo. It's a brave new world also, by the way. I just want to mention one thing quickly before we start Locke's scenario here, the third of our three split paths. I was looking into, I did a little bit of testing on some of the sound effects that I noticed that were not working correctly. It's mostly the water, so the Leet Falls and the sound of the waterfall when we jump, or the Leet River and the waterfall that led to the Veld, and even the underwater passage to some degree. I'm not sure if it's the ROM hack or the emulator or what exactly. I can't find a way to fix it. I've tried all of your typical options in here to no success, unfortunately. So, yeah, I just want to say there's a few bits of this game, this Let's Play, that unfortunately don't sound quite right. And I do apologize because it frustrates me to put out a not perfect quality video, but I can't figure a way out to fix it. So at least not with this emulator, and it could be the ROM hack that's messed with it. I'm not 100%. Anyway, enough rambling about that. Suffice to say, if things, I haven't noticed anything in the music, but if the sound effects ever sound a little bit off, that's probably why. And I have looked into it without a solution. So where are we? Locke has worked hard to stymie the efforts of the Imperial troops, but now he desperately needs to escape. So I'm not sure exactly what he did, but the idea was he went back to South Figaro to slow them down so they didn't get to Narsh so fast. But now he needs to catch up with the group, obviously. So, he should probably start naked, because he left the party back when Terra made it to Bannon in his returner cave. So, everything got unequipped automatically. So we'll give him some stuff again. We could go with a shield, but I feel like DPS is more important. And speed is probably the most important for there. So there you go. Basic equipment. And we've got lots of relics to pick from. I guess, regeneration would be pretty good for him on his own, because he's not a lot of healing. I think I'd rather just give him, like, most status protection. I'm not sure if we're going to run into any of this, but if he was the one character in combat and he was confused, like muddled or berserked, we'd basically get a game over, so let's try to prevent that. Okay, that's our Locke. Gonna leave him in the front row. And let's get exploring South Figaro under Imperial occupation. Hidden passage under the rich man's house. Glad she's so helpful. So that's our target, basically. That's the end game goal here. Guards are going to protect all of the normal exits of town, so we need to work our way to the rich man's house. And I assume Duncan's wife has been working with Locke to help out or something like that. And I just want to demonstrate right at the beginning here, for Brave New World, if you're playing the original game, you could win this fight. It's difficult, but you could win it. In Brave New World, what do you really think you're gonna get? Oh, he actually evaded twice. But don't get your hopes up. I'm amazed that he's not dead. I've never seen that happen. There you go. It's not a fight that Locke can win, so don't worry about it. At least not in Brave New World. So, this is the butler's house? Something like that. What's this guy? I forget where he's... The servant to the richest man in South Figaro. So, he wants some cider, and maybe, because we're trying to get to the rich man's house, he knows something about that. There you go. This is the kid that always tells you that. But doesn't trust Locke because he looks like a thief, probably. We'll go to the item shop in a second, just to see how far we can make it around. Oh, path is blocked. So we got basically nowhere we can go. South Figaro is under, like, complete curfew, or whatever you're going to call it, military lockdown. Yeah, and at least they warn you that, you know, by the way, the armored soldiers will murder you. So we don't have much money anyway, don't need any items. It's good to have a lot of dried meat again, because Locke can't cast magic. There's the classic Woolsey line. Locke, you know, he likes to think of himself as a Indiana Jones more than, I don't know, whatever your normal thief is. Oh, you even stole his clothes? Now, this is one of my favorite mechanics from the game. A little tight, but the price was right. And then the naked merchant just runs away. You could just beat him up, but then you wouldn't get the clothes and, you know, you wouldn't get anything. So now Locke is very, well camouflaged. Now, this disguise will not get him past guards, but maybe that little kid will have a different reaction now that we look a little bit more professional, maybe. A little bit less like a vagrant. So it's just a merchant shortcut. And we're still on the quest to get cider, so that we can learn more about the rich man's house. Now, in the original game, there was actually a secret shortcut here, where you could walk to the left, underneath this house, basically like a hidden bridge, and you could actually bypass the next section of the puzzle. You can't do that in Brave New World. They patched it out. I don't think the shops got updated. Let's have a quick look. I think this is the same stuff they sold the first time, so nothing too impressive. And apparently the green suits live to brawl. Yeah, this is all just the same old. Is the boomerang better than one of his weapons? I don't have enough money anyway. Could try to sell something. It's because I bought that Dragoon's seal. That's real expensive. Oh well, don't worry about it. A slightly better weapon's not going to change anything here. Oh, I love how the villagers tell me how to solve this quest. So if you try to go to the left here, say, I would love to get into this house that we're supposed to get to. Or even down south towards the bar. Nope. Can't get anywhere, and because we can't use the secret passage, you only have one choice. I take this route. And these guys immediately get you in a fight. Again, we could kill them, but the goal here is to steal something else. Oh, come on, Locke. What good are you? Hunt his clothes away from him. You need to realize the real treasure is the disguise. Alright! They're a little large, but he didn't charge. Look, it's corny, but I like it. This is pretty much the only part in the game that has like a sort of non-combat focused quest resolution, which I think is pretty cool. Final Fantasy VI was definitely ahead of its time, like innovative compared to like the majority of JRPGs that you would have seen on the Super Nintendo and Nintendo at the time. Alright, detachment's heading to Narsh. That's not good for us. At least they don't attack us. They won't move. This guy, I believe, is the only one that moves. I'm pretty sure the green armor soldiers are supposed to be officers, actually. But I guess it'd be too much to ask for these guys to just move out of the way. Oh, another green guy. You could probably beat him up if you want, or steal his armor. Just for interest's sake, you can get down to the ferry here, but they're not allowed to leave port because of the lockdown. So the only place you can really go is the bar. Still nothing else. Oh! I would like to have one of these available for later, and I have just enough money. So this gives you that auto cover sort of skill, which is really quite useful, especially if you've got somebody who's got a lot of HP or defense, and then they can protect some fragile unit like Gao, or maybe your healer or something from a death attack. It only works if your ally is in critical HP phase, which is like nearly dead. I think it's 1/8 of their total HP. It might be 1/16 though. We don't need to rest right now. So there's another merchant here. I feel like I'm gonna pound your face. I'm just doing this because I know that I'm gonna need to be a merchant again. You haven't seen the quest reason for switching back to a merchant, but... Well, just imagine that we want to go back into the servant's house. To get the kid to let us go by, we'll need to be a merchant again. So if we can find some cider, we need this disguise back. I don't know if these guys would have told us anything different. They might have actually... They might have given us a little bit different message if we'd stayed in uniform. But it's fine. So I believe we went here back in the old days and met this guy. And watched him deliver the cider. Not today, though. Actually, I guess I could have stolen here. I forgot it's the same fight. I didn't even have to kill that guy in the inn. But it's a fresh set of clothes. Or you could imagine Locke is just wearing multiple sets of the same clothes over top of each other. That's kind of fun. That's my cider now. Is there anything in here? No, I always felt like there should be some more loot in this area of Figaro, because it's kind of a bit of a walk to get in there, but no such luck. Alright, so luckily, the guard doesn't respawn. You only need to be the green officer once. And there's a couple more places you could get that uniform again if you want, but you shouldn't need it. But I believe if you're in green officer form, this kid won't let you past. And he drinks back his cider. Give my grandson the password. The password. I think it was Rosebud in the original game. So, Brave New World is being real clever here. First time I came through on my own, I got this totally wrong. I thought Rosebud, because I'm pretty sure that's what it was originally, right? Something like that. Or maybe I'm thinking of Final Fantasy II for the NES. Whatever. It doesn't matter. If you listen to the old man, he said, just tell him the password. Wait, what? Isn't that... Okay. I don't think it's randomized. Maybe my memory is just really bad. Alright, well the kid... Locke got murdered by the kid then. That's great. Good times, good times. Let's try this again. I don't think you need the merchant uniform, though, if you have the password. So, I thought it was Rosebud, yeah. So, I don't know how you're supposed to know why it's the other one that makes no sense. Like, at least Rosebud, It's some word like that was the hidden, Rebel Army passphrase in Final Fantasy II. And then, password being the password is kind of a joke, but... How you would guess that swordfish is the password here? I have no idea. It's just... Maybe there's something I missed. Anyway. Secret passage. Alright, now, technically the first time we came to South Figaro, you could have found this room. I don't believe the secret... Actually, no, the secret passage would have worked. You could have actually headed down that way and snuck into the other area. Don't think there's any other items in here. I'm just trying to remember. There's a couple rooms like this that have secrets in them. But I think that's all you can get is that one elixir. But yeah, we could have walked back here the first time we came to South Figaro, and I skipped it because you're not really supposed to know about it on the first time through. I like how they just trust anyone that's inside this house. Again, I feel like there should be some sound effects in the background here, and it's just a little bit too quiet. Chung 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 chung, I'm riding Magitech armor. Oh, here you go. This is the one I was referring to this like at the second episode of the series. Legend says that if someone has been asleep for too long, a magical creature called a tapir appears to wake them up. And you guys have already seen that, but if you're under the sleep status for too long, That is what the magical creature is that wakes you up, supposedly. So, it's kind of a neat little bit. I believe they would say something about winding the clock here, though, if you're playing the original game. The original version. The non-modified version. And here's the scum that betrayed the town for money he didn't even need. And no one will put him out of his misery. Hey, there's the sound effect. It shouldn't cut in and out like that. Okay. Also, you get a slightly different, there's a cutscene coming up. Technically, you can have a couple different interactions depending on what outfit you're wearing. If you come down here wearing the officer's uniform, it's a little bit different than no uniform. Also, this scene was heavily censored in the Final Fantasy III. The Japanese version and the remakes cut out most of this. Not allowed to smack girls in North America. A battle-hardened Magitech knight with a pure spirit. Oh, so that's that character that's on the left side of the screen that Blue's been hinting at all episode. Everyone say hello to Celeste. I mean, she's not dead yet. She's still invincible to me. So she knew or learned what Kefka did after Leo left. And basically stopped following orders. So they threw her in jail. And now these grunts are... well... I can go for days without sleep. That's what you always tell your boss, right? So, this is the scene I was referring to. If you were in uniform, you would just sort of salute him or something. But if you're wearing the merchant gig or Locke's normal outfit, you hide. He's pretty much asleep. Just stare at her for a little bit. I thought there would be a witty saying there from Locke, but no. He's the good guy. You gotta remember what Locke's deal is. He's not gonna leave a damsel in distress. Oh, she's not a common traitor. They left you your sword? Even though you were in chains? Now, I suppose this is a good point of reference. It's not going to come up for a very long time, viewers. But remember her resolution here. And basically that Locke has to talk her out of dying. Right here. She would rather face her destiny than even really fight it at this point. Yeah, just trust him. Yeah, like that's ever gone wrong. But there will be some character development with Celeste that we'll see later on. There's a little bit of foreshadowing in this cutscene, if you know what I mean. Okay, so we do need this key. Stealing is wrong. That's right. It's called treasure hunting. Treasure hunt it. Alright, we got the clock key. Oh, no. Fight, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure we could beat up one guard. I think in the original it said something about I'll take fries with that or some other corny joke. It's fine. So anyway, we've got Celeste. She is one of my favorite characters. Possibly my favorite character in the game, actually. In Brave New World, she's still mostly magic-focused. Kind of like Terra, but instead of fire, she has ice. And she'll learn some other spells as she goes along. Healing and ice instead of healing and fire. But she also has some pretty powerful physical capabilities. She can usually equip some of the best swords. And for now, shields and stuff will do, but... So I think this is why I bought that silk robe there an episode or two ago. I mean, the difference here the iron armor slows her down, lower speed, a little bit more defensive power. But speed plus magic plus pretty good, I mean, we're talking... I guess that's a pretty significant, that's 25 defense, but, you know, I don't know exactly how much difference that'll make in combat. 25 points of defense is probably something like 12% less damage. And the thing is, you know, we'll be taking like 100, 200 damage hits, so lowering that by 10 or 20 is not, unless I'm doing the math really wrong, it's just not going to make much difference. Might be a worthy goal here to save as well. Anything else to do? I did give her a sword, right? I think if I could give her the better sword. And then just let Locke go with the weaker dual wield. I should have bought a spare iron cutlass. Actually, I probably could still backtrack and go back to town and shop if I really wanted to, but don't worry about it. Also, technically, this room we could have gotten into. I didn't even. I walked through that the secret passage behind the bookshelf without even commenting on it. That was the breeze that everyone was talking about, and normally you would just explore the house until you found the secret passage. Totally just autopilot again. But yeah, you could have actually come down here the first time you're in South Figaro and looted all these chests. It's not a big deal, but that's just a little point. Technically, you could come here already. So normally the kids would have sang a song about wind the clock, and that's your hint to click on the clocks. And down we go. And of course, there's full of dogs down here. Now I'm hoping Locke is strong enough to kill one in a single attack. I'm not 100% sure though. Okay, good. One problem here with Celeste is she doesn't actually have a whole lot of MP right now. I kind of want to save her MP for healing magic. You could just use a bunch of dried meats, but they cost money. I'm pretty sure with one Doberman left, it'll run, yeah. Most of the dogs auto-flee when they're the only one alive, when there's just one alive. But definitely try to keep everyone's HP topped up while you're doing this section. It's not particularly easy. Like, there's some encounters down here that could kill you. Now that's a good relic. So this one means you get automatic counterattacks, which is something that the original Black Belt did have. I messed it up in my intro video. It was the Genji gauntlets that let you dual wield, basically. The Black Belt always gave counter, and then it's been upgraded in Brave New World to give you also 100% accuracy, which is pretty awesome. Unless I was worried about getting poisoned or something, it might be worth just giving Locke a big speed boost and counterattack, actually. Now, I think I've already missed some treasure. Well, no. There's a couple secrets around here. It's going to take me a while. I might have to do a little bit of backtracking. Yeah, there's definitely a secret room I missed. We'll have to go back for it, I think. So I think if you want to get the full 3 kills here, what I would have to do is wait till Celeste's turn is up, and then try to get both commands in before the enemies get a turn. Oh, he just gets auto escape. So probably no use trying to get more experience or anything. So far the battles have been pretty easy because we're just fighting the same Doberman groups, but how do I get over there? There's a lot of secret passages in this area. This is one of the good areas. 1000 GP now. There we go. It's actually had something better in it before. It's a very sneaky chest. It's easy to miss because you can't see it at all. I think it had something good, like maybe a ribbon in the original. Kind of disappointed that this version didn't have anything interesting. I think that's the only one that's really sneaky in this dungeon. mean, it's easy enough to miss this room, and I think I missed a room earlier on. But all that was just money, so that's kind of too bad. Time to see some counterattacks, Locke. Yeah, come on, buddy. I don't think... Oh, we should talk about Runic! So, Celeste has a special skill called Runic. You'll only have access to it if her weapon equipped is, has the property Rune Blade. Which most swords do, but daggers and ranged weapons would not. And if she activates it, then essentially for one full round until her next turn, she will nullify enemy magic and basically drain the cost of that spell in MP that she'll basically steal. So like, if you cast Runic, actually if I'd cast it right there, or if I used Runic before he cast the safe spell, she would have redirected it at herself, prevented the enemy from actually casting safe, or even Demi, I suppose, and she would have regained a little bit of MP out of it. So I expect the reason these privates have magic now, because I don't think they did in the original game, it's probably to allow Celeste to restore MP while you're in this dungeon. Because I betcha... Yeah, I don't think they would have cast magic originally, so that's something new for me. So maybe if we find that battle again, I'll test it out. Okay, Iron Armor, Iron Shield. This is where you would normally get her some emergency armor if you had nothing. I actually would prefer a different shield, because the shield is giving her like -2 or 3 speed as well, and you can see she's getting her turns considerably slower than Locke. Okay, yeah, we're gonna try it this time. I didn't get to her turn in time. I believe Safe and Shell, because we haven't really used them yet, I believe they reduce damage by 33%. Just so Safe will reduce physical damage by 33%, and Shell would reduce magical damage by 33%. I think. Again, I could be slightly off on the actual numbers. I have to show you Runic working now, though. Come on, try that Demi again. Also, I kind of want to see if you can steal anything. Tonics are actually worth a lot. Now that I want to show off Runic, it won't work. Oh well. It's no big deal, but I just... We'll actually have a good time to show it off soon enough, but... Counterattack, probably on death or something. Alright. Oh, come on. 2 steps. Alright, I'm curious if this will do enough damage to kill them all. It probably won't, though. No, it's about half as much. They must have like 200 HP or so. Dobermans are starting to hit a little hard. I don't like it. Oh! So maybe the last time the Doberman ran away, he just got lucky that his turn order came up. Something. I don't know. Come on. More than 2 steps, please, video game. Barely. Alright. Good. So if he can cast safe again, I can show you that trick. Now he won't. I just can't get my way. Well, I wouldn't mind trying to steal a couple extra. Oh, he has 2 steals. Okay. So he's obviously got tonics as a rare steal and dried meat as a normal steal. It's probably worth trying to get as many tonics as we can, though, because they're not cheap. Okay, this is the last chest here. Magic Cube. Okay, that's a cool one as well, actually. So, oh, I forgot even to equip her relics. Oops. Poor job. So Magic Cube is a big magic boost, and it 50% extra MP is great. Yeah, I should have given her some, something. Speed would be nice. Magic power would be nice. Regeneration would be pretty good as well. Yeah, we'll just give her the fairy ring. That's fine. So now her max MP has gone up significantly. If we go back to a red restore point or use a tent, we could get that. Also, we're basically done here, except for that one that I missed earlier on. And I will have to go back. I wish the encounter rate wasn't so rough. It's going to take a while to... I'll show you the exit here, but I know I missed a room. Wonder what the odds are of getting that tonic. So you might think there's a secret here, but you'd be wrong. That's the staircase in Sarah's room, or Duncan's wife. This is the way out. So I'm just going to put a cut in the video. I have to backtrack, and I will show you the secret room that I missed, and then I will cut back to here. Just a sec. Alright, so this is an area, I miss this one all the time, and I really shouldn't. And I lied to you earlier, guys. I thought you could actually walk back to town to go shopping. Celeste won't let you. But anyway, before you pick up Celeste, and again, we could have done this in our first trip to South Figaro, technically. When you're in this exact passage, walk straight down and to the right. And, ooh la la, a very secret basement. Now, Brave New World probably reduces the usefulness of the chests. Those were particularly terrible, and I'm actually kind of disappointed I came back for that. I thought it would at least be like 500 GP or something. I was able to successfully drain some MP off of some enemies using the safe spell, so that was nice at least. Unfortunately, you guys weren't watching, but it's not too difficult. It's just, you know, they need to cooperate. So let's see if I can just sneak back here quickly on camera without having to get too many fights. Mostly, I just like to finish Locke's scenario in a single episode, so it might be a little bit longer episode today. Oh, she didn't actually trigger it in time. But yeah, we're actually almost done his scenario already. Like, there's very little left to do. Oops, I was gonna steal, but it's fine. And that counter stab, if it does hit, actually does a ton of damage. So, while I was backtracking, I did actually have Locke die once by accident. It's like over 100 damage or something, I think. The Dobermans all getting double attacks as well is kind of rude. Oh, she learned Scan. I think you were watching when she got that level up. Scan is a spell we can use to scan an enemy, and it will tell us what, oops, wrong one. What elements they're weak to or resistant to. Just weak to, I believe, not what they're strong against. And if there's a status ailment on them, which I think there actually is. I think the Dobermans come hasted. It'll also tell you that. So, hey, why not? Maybe I should show it off rather than just talk about it, right? It'll probably run away now that I'm trying to show it off. So, the scan spell. No weaknesses, but it starts battle hasted. That's good to know. That's kind of why they're so fast. They get all those extra attacks. So yeah, that's a little feature of Brave New World. Normally in Final Fantasy VI, you would not be able to see status inflictions. Just because you're a girl, and he likes rescuing girls. It's totally Locke's thing. So, this is also still Duncan's wife's house, oddly enough. And you can kind of look around the forest back here. We might come back, check these trees out sometime later, but we'll see. So now we're out of there. You could actually go heal up at Sabin's house if you wanted, to the north. We're not going to bother with that. We're just going to go straight to the cave, which is right here, and try to get to Narsh. So one little note, one little tidbit I want to add right now while we're in this cave. For one, the enemies will be more difficult than they were the first time through. And for two, this is the first case in the game where you could see chests upgrading. I've mentioned it once or twice before. But if you leave certain treasure chests in Final Fantasy VI unopened, then later in the game, if you open them at certain trigger points, they will have better gear in them or better loot. So if the first time we went through this cave, we had not opened stuff like that chest in the top left, now it would have something better. Now, technically, this cave actually has 3 tiers, I believe. So although we could actually have gotten, well, not in Brave New World. Brave New World got rid of that, but that's pretty rude. Actually, I mean, Locke's in trouble here. In Brave New World, they removed that feature. But even if you're playing along in vanilla, like the base game, you actually might not want to open those chests even still at the second time, because further along the road, we'll eventually have another upgrade, and, you know, that's where you'll get the best equipment, basically. Alright, this fight is really not going very well. I guess I just need to remember that the blue crab thing gets an auto counter. Physical counter, that is to say, specifically. And there's not much we can do about sap or poison right now, so... Well, I say that. It's not poison, it's sap. Poison we have antidote for. Sap can be cured by regen, which we can't cast. And maybe by a remedy? This gold bear is surprisingly strong. Also, okay. That was a lot harder hitting than I was counting on. I haven't saved it recently, so I'm gonna have to cheat potentially here. Okay, thank you, Celeste, for getting a lucky dodge. Right. Celeste is gonna heal Locke, and Locke is gonna heal her. And I need to find a way to kill this bear before he kills us. Okay, now that we're actually healed up, now, wow. I was gonna say, now that we're safe, I should be saving it, but... Okay, we were 1 hit away anyway. Yikes! That was... Okay, next time I get that fight, I'm gonna have to remember to, like, use some ice magic or something. But anyway, yeah, like I was saying, the treasure chests in here would normally get upgraded 1 more time, so still don't open anything if you, Here it is again, hey? Okay, so I think the bear needs to go down first. And actually, I'm not even sure if ice will work on it, because it might not take damage from ice. Oh no, it still takes damage. I was thinking because it was all furry, it might be immune to cold damage. Yikes. Okay, I'm hoping that this is enough to finish it off. I'm just rushing it down this time rather than... Okay, we're good. Unless this counterattack kills Locke. Oh man, that is brutal. That wasn't even a counterattack, you're cheating! Every random encounter has a chance to kill you. Welcome to Brave New World. I do think they've ramped it up just a little bit too much on the difficulty. We shouldn't have to be using Phoenix Downs and wasting like 5 turns or a couple minutes of episode length just for every random battle. If we get another one of these ones, I'm just going to try to run. That's just ridiculous. Like, if I basically have to use all of Celeste's MP just to win 1 random fight, yeah, that's not very nice. Because you can't hit the crabs with a physical attack or else you take 80 damage. And you have to kill the bears quickly or else they just kill you with bear hugs. Or bear paws, whatever it was. Let me put a save in, just because each one of these fights we could literally die in. Alright, that's it. Get out of here, guys. This is way too much. I'll miss the experience, but I won't miss the waste of time. I feel like running away is slower now as well. Like, I think it takes longer to run, but I'm not 100% on that. Well... Okay, we'll do this fight. Just because I haven't actually done this encounter yet. Wow, we're actually, like, out of magic. I'm hoping that a multi-target ice can still kill them, but... No, it's not even close. Well, prepare to get bolted. It's fine. It's totally fine, you know, you just expect random enemies to basically be able to kill you. Dang, that's a lot of damage. So that's lots of fun, you know, good times. Well, I guess we're not fighting anything else down here. The good news is... Not that noise. The noise is not good news. The random encounter is also very bad news. Well, this fight is easy. We'll win this fight. I was gonna run, but... These are the only enemies down here that aren't gonna kill me, so... It's fairly likely that we have poison protection equipped right now, so... Luckily, we don't have to worry about that. It might have been a really good idea to equip the life ring, or whatever regenerates HP, because it is so difficult to heal down here. Alright, luckily, that was the good news, is we had a spring that would full heal you, including your MP. So just for reasons, I'm putting a save down, just in case, because I don't have to redo this dungeon. If I get killed by trilobites. Come on, you two. This episode's long enough. I'm tired of these battles. I think Brave New World might have also done better if the enemy difficulty is ramped up so much to boost the experience from them and then reduce the encounter rate would have been a good compromise. So you can have more difficult battles, but you have less of them, and then you get more experience to sort of, you know, compensate. So... something's coming through the wall. Bad news. It's a Hell's Angel! I think it had a different name last time, but fine. So it uses a lot of magic, which is odd, because it looks like a motorcycle with, like, some kind of cool mechanical arm. But yeah, this is where they sort of explain how runic works. I think you can steal from it too, right? Oh, never mind. I wasted a turn. Alright, so yes, the general strategy for this fight is to leave Celeste on runic most of the time. You could probably try to power him down, just charge him down normally, but... See, we don't have any status protection from sleep, so if he was able to cast that spell, someone would be out of combat for a while, which would be brutal. I'm also not sure. It's possible Runic will only absorb the next spell until her turn. I don't know if it will do more than one. I don't know. Like, it would happen so rarely. But, I think you might have to reactivate it every time she, stops a spell like that, basically. Now, I know this guy has more dangerous magic than just sleep. There we go. So what I'm going to do is take a short break from Runicking just to top up the HP. Hopefully he won't do anything too bad on this next round. Maybe do a drill or something that we couldn't stop normally. Yeah, see, like, we couldn't have used Runic to stop that anyway. Oh, well, never mind. Miss, come on. Dang it! Finally got a counter in. To be fair, the boss is probably almost dead. He's not that difficult. Locke is doing really well with his dodges. Please don't put Locke to sleep. Good. Thank you, Locke. I don't think Locke has a great stamina, but if you have more stamina, you have a better chance to avoid being, you know, inflicted by those statuses, so. Tech Laser. I'm not sure if you could have runicked that anyway, because it's not officially a spell. And just to speed this up, maybe. Oh, well, he's dead anyway. Fine. I expect he would be weak against lightning or something, but we don't have any lightning magic, so... Shucks. Anyway, job done. Not too bad. Oddly enough, you didn't get any experience for that, did we? And that is the end of his quest. The 3 groups have reached Narsh, and a great battle is about to take place in the next episode. It's already been long enough. And with that, our 3 split paths are finished. It is clear that, like, Sabin's is the only one that's really long and has the majority of the difficulty. Terra's is really short. Locke's is pretty short, although a little bit more difficult, I guess. But anyway, that's that. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you have enjoyed. I will see you next time for what happens when everyone catches up together in Narsh. See you there.